Yeah. What's going on, everybody? You already know, it's Isaiah Whitmore with the So I've Been Thinking podcast. And we're coming to you live with our very first visual episode. Obviously, we had the little intro or whatever. And, we're gonna get that out as soon as we can. It's going to have to come out before this. But anyway, today's episode, because something that I learned, is the first couple that I just did that were just audio, they were too long. And if anyone knows anything about me, or if you would want to know anything about me, listen to the first, I think, 4 or 5. I don't remember how many I put out, because I put them all out back in, February 2023. So, anywho, today's episode of the So I've Been Thinking podcast, brought to you live by yours truly, is called Omnism versus Damnation. Now, some of you might be wondering, okay, what's Omnism and what's Damnation? You probably heard the word damn before, but you might not know what it means. So, Omnism is the belief that certain people hold, similar to myself, kind of, that you can find truth in most religions, faiths, spiritualities, or walks of life that have some sort of discipline in that regard. Now, damnation, for the most part, is the belief that only one specific thought process in regards to God, in regards to politics, science, most things, basically, it's this idea that somehow that even though there's billions of people on planet Earth and there's how many hundreds of thousands of years worth of human history, that somehow we're all supposed to see God the same way. We're all supposed to see all, and if you think about it like this, right, the most important thing to a person is their faith or spirituality, religion, whatever. Usually speaking, right, your faith/religion, it's going to inform most of the other things in your life. Or people will use it as a crutch to inform the other things in their life. Perfect example. Lots of people use Abrahamic faiths to make excuses for bigotry, homophobia, transphobia, so on and so forth. Now, while those faiths might not necessarily actually have a real strong basis for people to hold those views, like anything, you use a car to get from point A to point B, or you could use a car to crash into a fucking gas station. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how you decide to use things. So, I'm here today to basically talk about the dangers of damnation. The dangers of the doctrine of damnation. So one of the problems that I see with a lot of people, and a lot of people don't even seem to deep this too much, is the reality that most religions, by and large, in some respect, teach self-hate. Now you'd be looking at me, now as a Muslim, as someone that practices the aspects of Islam that I understand, that I agree with, and I'm proud to say that, because I'm not out here running around saying or practicing things that I don't believe in. In my opinion, the type of person that I am, I'm not going to pretend to believe things, or to be a thing, or to say a thing, if that's not what's truly in my heart. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't believe that God, the universe, Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, whoever created us, gave us desires, and then those desires are inherently evil. Right? I don't believe that personally. Now, there's a lot of people that do, and there's a lot of people that allow that fact right there to run their lives. They're usually the people that you see that are the judgmental ones. They're usually the people that you see that have all kind of chat for the things you decide to do, especially when you're out here living your best life and having a human experience actually enjoyable to you, right? And so, something that I think a lot about, and was a journey really to even get to this point, for me anyway, growing up in this damnation household of non-denominational Christianity, right? Everything was going to send me to hell, right? And when you're a kid, there's certain things that make you feel uncomfortable, there's certain things that don't actually resonate with your inner being, your soul, however you want to call it, but what you going to do? You know what I'm saying? You're already experiencing different types of abuse, usually, especially when you grow up in these damnation revelation type houses. And so the older I got to be about, I want to say, 21 going on 22. And I was at that point, I was running an after-school program of about almost 300 kids, South Minneapolis. One of my favorite jobs ever, don't get me wrong. One of the things that showed me why and how I need to work with people, the things I can do, blah, 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 blah. Side story. We're going to do a lot of those on the show. So just remember, the constantly like having this inner battle of like, okay, these are things that feel like they're naturally inside me. They're not hurting anyone. They're not hurting me. I'm supposedly not supposed to do them. As far as I'm concerned, I genuinely do not believe in a God that trapped me or anyone else in a body that now, for things that aren't harming myself or other people, I have to like do this internal fight thing. And if I don't, I'm going to the fiery pits of Jahannam, hell, whatever, purgatory, whatever the fuck y'all call it. Another thing, shit gonna be irreverent as fuck. If you want to know anything about me, growing up, how I grew up, got to the place where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have conversations about things, but I'm also gonna talk exactly how the fuck I want to talk. So if that's a problem, swipe, delete. Don't comment, don't dislike, just go away. So anyway, back to the doctrine of damnation. So think about it like this, right? One of the things I also don't think people really think about when it comes to the doctrine of damnation is that you can practice your faith however you choose to, right? You can do that if that's how you choose to do it. But what happens a lot of the time is because people already feel inadequate because of other material circumstances that a lot of people will basically teach you God doesn't care about. I don't believe that, but a lot of people do. It makes it easier for you to do other things you know you're not supposed to do. Because, right, peep this, right? If you're so sinful and you just need God to save you and all the rest of that, if that's how you feel, you can feel that way. Nothing wrong with that. But a lot of people take it a step beyond that, where not only is it you feel like you need a savior, but now because you need that savior, it's a get out of jail free card to just be holy hell Monday through Friday. Feel me? And as far as I'm concerned, I don't think that's right. Because for me, and this is a question I ask people that tell me that they're, religious, have a faith, spiritual, whatever. I always ask people a couple questions. I always ask them how they see sin, or what they think sin is, if they believe in sin at all. And the other thing I always ask people, what's the other thing I ask people? Oh yes, would you be the person that you are without your faith? And if not, why? Because to me, if I need a specific frame of reference or thought just to be a good person, what does that say about me? You know what I'm saying? To me, I don't feel like that's an uplifting thing. That if I didn't believe in a certain thing, a certain God, go to a certain institution on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever day y'all go to do what y'all do, I wouldn't feel very good about myself. Because it's like, if I need something outside of myself to actively be a good person, what does that say about me? To me, that'd be concerning. Because one of the things that happened with me, it happened in my life, I got to about 22. It's being undermined at the program I was running, and it got to the point where I was like, these people that are following Jesus, allegedly, are constantly undermining me and making it to where the things that I know I'm supposed to do as a Christian, based on my understanding, they're making it more and more difficult for me to do that. One, are we worshiping the same God? Because I think it's very, very, very possible for people to have the same faith, but to be worshiping a completely different God, just based off of how they act, how they treat other people. Because at least to me, I feel like the essence of faith, spirituality, religion, is supposed to be this thing that uplifts, not something that gives you an excuse to go out abusing people. I don't believe that. Some people do, I just don't. And on this show right here, no. Anything that promotes that sort of nonsense, have to go away, because I'm not dealing with it. Anyway, so I started thinking like, are there other things that like I don't really agree with when it comes to my faith, that I feel like if I don't believe a certain way, I'm gonna end up in hell. And so I took like a 2 to 3 year step back from religion. And when I really started like deep in it, I'm like, without like church, without the Bible, without these other things, I still genuinely want to treat people with love and respect. I genuinely want to move past certain ideologies that people that were in the Christian faith I used to practice very, very, very fervently, by the way, were mired in. So, yeah, those are some of my thoughts on that. Definitely like, comment, dislike, tell me what you didn't like, because either which way, interactions is interactions, and we like that around here. So, this is another episode of the So I've Been Thinking podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and we gonna see y'all soon.